How you doing? Hey, how's it going? It's a beautiful start to our day. It is Sunday morning. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week to chat about what's going on in the world of weather and take a look at what we've got for you. A live shot in New Smyrna Beach. Not too bad. Lots of people already out, and for just cause. It is a lovely day, but yeah, we're going to be getting some thunderstorms firing up later on today. Let me take you over to Orlando. There's the Orlando International Airport looking good. Of course, there's the last race of the weekend over here at Disney, and it's a little hazy. That's it. If the haze is your only concern, I think we're doing A-okay. So it's a lovely start to the day. Did find just a minute ago, like my very last TV hit, I found a few showers popping up on our first warning live Doppler radar. So let me take you over to it, see what's doing. The good news is that it's basically already done and off the shoreline. Light stuff. It's quickly, what do they say? Easy come, easy go. That's kind of what we just experienced. So there you go. All right, temperature-wise, out the door on a Sunday morning, if you're heading out to services, it looks fine. 71 degrees in Orlando, upper 60s in Ocala. If you're heading out to services, you're fine for the next few hours. If you're making plans to go play, you're fine for the next few hours. But 3 p.m. is going to be the time where we're going to need to stay weather aware today. Showers and thunder showers firing up across Central Florida this afternoon into this evening, okay? And that's why we've called today a first warning impact day. It's a part of our commitment to making sure everybody knows what's going on in weather. We've kind of got these two layers that we go through. The impact day, when the possibility of severe weather is there. A first warning weather day, when you really need to pay attention. Thankfully, that's not the case for today. But let's talk about some of the concerns that we've got, all right? High risk of heavy rains. And I'll show you Futurecast in a moment, but any of the weather that does get fired up is going to be downpours, all right? Not just like some light showers. There's a pretty decent threat for severe to even damaging wind gusts and hail. The lower concern for us is going to be isolated tornadoes. It's still a possibility. It's still a possibility, but it's not going to be the higher concern, okay? So let's do this. Let's take a look at our Futurecast model, and let's just take you through time. Here's 11, 12 o'clock. We're good, right? Through lunchtime, no issues whatsoever. I'll bring it full screen for you just so that it's absolutely as clear as is possible. 1, 2 o'clock, still looking good. By about 3, 4 o'clock, though, we start to see those showers get more and more prevalent, turning to heavier downpours, right? 4:35, 5:36, right? That's where we see some of those heavier stuff. Now, one point of note, most of the worst weather is once again going to be along the I-95 corridor. That's the way that it was on Thursday when we had some of those nasty storms move through. Same kind of deal here, okay? So for today's storms, if you live out west, you're probably going to be writing me a nasty email saying it didn't rain in my house. Don't do that, though, because I'm telling you it's not going to rain at your house, right? It's all metro off to the east. That's why it's a 60% coverage of rain, because that means that 40% of us will not see the rainfall today, okay? All right, so that's where we're at. Higher coverage of rain, certainly across our eastern areas, and here's kind of the overall play out of it. Yeah, basically that's the idea. Highest coverage of rain all in all today, east of town. So here's your day, all right? This morning, green check mark, you're good to go. Lunchtime, green check mark, you're good to go. It's this afternoon that you don't. So one tool that we have, and shameless plug, but it's funny, every time I mention this, I always throw out shameless plug, but I just don't care. I put work into it, so I believe in it. The first warning live Doppler radar is available free of charge inside our WESH 2 mobile app, okay? Turn on the alerts, and you can keep the news alerts off if you want, I think. But turn on the alerts. That way it will notify you when rain is approaching, when lightning is in the vicinity, when there's warnings, or when I decide to push out an alert that says weather, right? And then in addition to that, you can use our radar. And every time I try to mention how cool our app is, I always pull it out on my phone to show you. All right, so here's the app as it stands right now. Okay. You click on the little layers, you click on weather, and you've got all of your options, right? Radar, top option. Cool. That's a fine radar, but it's not great. This is what I want. This is where pro tip comes in, okay? So bottom corner, you've got your little hamburger, your little layers. If you click that, did I click it? I miss it. Okay. If you click that, you get your options. Notice what's selected is radar, but next to it is first warning live Doppler radar. Big difference here. You click that, and it actually switches you over to our live radar. And you can see our live radar. The teeny tiny little showers that were popping up, it shows them, just like our live Doppler radar showed them. So it's the exact same radar that I have in the weather department here. I know, shameless plug. I don't care. It's a good app. It's got a great weather engine in there. A lot of work has been done on that weather engine. So for what it's worth, my suggestion to you, use the dang app, okay? Okay, questions, comments, concerns before we move on as I sip some much needed coffee. And I've been yentering it up so much I haven't answered your questions. So for that, I'm a rude son of a gun on a Sunday morning, and I apologize. But I'm trying. I'm here now, and I'm going to drink coffee. Okay, let's see here. Jeep Beach local party today, Copper Bottom. Please no rain. I can't promise no rain. That's like me asking you to keep the sunshine away. You know what I mean? The Wesh does a great job in future tracking too. Oh, you know what? That's one part of the app I had nothing to do with, so I have no idea how good it is. But if you say it's good, I'm grateful. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't touch. Let's see here. I like the app. Very cool. Yes, Michael says Starship Falcon Heavy launch just under 24 hours from now. I cannot underscore how excited I am about that. Seriously. Tomorrow, the largest spacecraft ever built will lift off. And as Elon Musk has said, success isn't guaranteed, excitement is. That's going to be so fun. I cannot wait for it. Yeah, cannot wait. Andres is asking, is it a good day to go to Legoland today? So in terms of the overall thunderstorms for today, for Legoland, let's just see here. I'm just rolling Futurecast. I'll share it with you. I was just looking here. So, you've got some rain around 3, 4 o'clock. So it's not that it's going to be necessarily, perfect. But the reality is no matter where you go, we're looking at least some rainfall today. So, yeah. Can't promise it's going to be perfect anywhere. Coco Air Show, worth it today? I would just say if you're heading out, do it early because, what is the timing of all the festivities, right? Hold on. If we look to the timing of the festivities today, the Thunderbird flyby is still good. The air show starts 11:30. The Thunderbirds are still good, but it's after that. It's 3, 4, 5. That's really the win. It says tomorrow. Why did I not change that to today? How did I go all morning not noticing that? What is wrong with me? Stand by. Don't answer that question. Today. Emily, good morning. Thank you.
I knew Emily. She'd complain.
Yeah, she'd complain otherwise. That's okay. All right. So here's the air show forecast. Remember, when you're talking aerobatics, you have to be VFR. I think we'll be fine up until about 3, 4 o'clock. At that point, we're going to be firing up those thunderstorms. So, yeah, so far so good. Janet's asking what time is launch. So, a couple of things. The Starship that we were talking about is launching from Boca Chica in Texas. That's SpaceX's test bed facility. So, I don't think we'll be able to see it from here, particularly, if we have clear skies, maybe. But Michael says we can watch the Starship launch together during Coffee Talk. Listen. If it's happening during Coffee Talk, we're watching it. Just being honest. This nerd is going to be watching it. If my wife was giving birth to a child, I'd have my phone out on that feed watching this thing. Because think about it. This is the future. This is the future. NASA has plans to use Starship and the contract for Starship to land Artemis 3 astronauts on the surface of the moon. This thing is the real deal. Yeah, Michael says launch window opens up at 8. Oh, I'm gonna have it all dialed into my computer. I'll be in my office so that I can Chris says I'll let Jeannie know. Thank you, Chris. Thankfully, we're not having a child tomorrow or again. So not that I could see that could be taken very many different ways. I just mean we're not having any more children. But you get the point. Yukon says, I'm watching you on TV. You don't need a haircut yet. Actually start getting scissor cuts and non-clippers. It's a mess. I need to figure something out. Brian, who is supposed to be the hardest hit area when it comes to the storms this afternoon? The I-95 corridor. Yeah, Charles, you know. Charles also married to a Latin woman, so you know. They'll get you. The I-95 corridor is the spot that's going to get the heavier stuff. And if I'm honest, our Futurecast model really is loving Brevard County, is really focusing in on the majority of the energy around Brevard County. Let me just run through the timeline here. Right, 5. I mean, there's case in point, right? Like even that little purple dot. I know that, it just kind of shows the majority of the instability is in that spot. So keep that in mind. And when we look at the threats for today, graphically, I also think that illustrates the point. Orlando Metro off to the east. The tornado threat is pretty low today. Keep in mind, though, this is a saying I always love throwing out there. Florida is going to Florida. It always does. So tornado threat may be lower, but it's not nothing. All right. Now, that said, the damaging wind and hail concerns are the bigger concerns for the day today. Okay. So that's where we're at. Marilyn says, I love it when it rains. I do too. I love a good rain. We need a good rain. Some of us will get a good rain. Hold on. Let Futurecast load. What? Did I mess this up? Did I put... Oh, it just wasn't loading on TV. Why are you not loading on TV? All right. Try it again. There's Futurecast for today. All right, so you can see some of us are going to get a decent amount of rain. That's through 11 o'clock tonight. Some of us are going to get a good amount. Some of us just aren't, right? It just depends. Andrew Shipatovsky, good morning, sir.
Look who's the top Eric fan.
I'll take that. Let's see. Elon Musk calling you to write what? Janika, what are you saying? Colleen says, our dog loves the outlet at the Jetty, New Smyrna, especially when it rains. Hey, there you go. If you need to run inside, that's not a bad place. Beverly says, feeling cheated in the Ocala forest. Need rain for fire prevention and to wash the pollen from the air. I agree. One thing I'll mention, though, you mentioned pollen. You may be surprised to know that we are actually not doing terribly. Here's our pollen count for Central Florida. Today, medium. Tomorrow, medium. But by Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be back high. So it's not the worst thing in the world. We're actually, for what it's worth, we're actually doing pretty okay. Not bad. Fast-moving storms, Terry's asking. For the folks out west, yes. For the folks along the East Coast, no. These things are going to just park and put down a good amount of rainfall. Yeah. Take a look at the overall motion, okay? Kind of see them sparking up and then moving. And then they're just sitting over I-95 for like hours. Yeah. I do want to show you one thing that's interesting. Beta Futurecast, which I don't know that will ever become the main Futurecast, but it's one of the flavors. It's like Baskin Robbins. Has today been kind of showing an earlier start. It really has wanted to fire up the activity as early as 1 o'clock. So that's kind of interesting too to notice. But this particular flavor of Futurecast brings everything through and then offshore pretty quickly. And then it brings like some more rainfall in as that front approaches us. So that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what ends up actually playing out. That's why I always say computer models are guidance, not gospel, because they'll turn on you. They'll turn on you. It did. Futurecast this morning, one model run was like perfect. And then the next model run was like, oh, you're not going to get any rain, bro. Sorry. And that was it. It's like, what's happening here? So you just kind of have to take computer model data with a grain of salt. All right. I think it's the fact that we don't have a lot of pollen in the air because there's a shortage on bees pollinating the flowers or butterflies that pollinate the flowers. Well, that's interesting. Arch is asking, East Orlando getting any rain? Yeah, I think so. Which is good. My dogs have both recently gotten out and luckily stayed at home. Oh my gosh, that's not good. Thumbs down to Taylor Swift, Annie? Is it because you didn't like the concert or is it because of the weather? I don't know.
Or the amount of people in Tampa.
Is that a thing?
There were, 70,000 people there.
I mean, I went to Garth Brooks and it was about the same. Maybe it was a few thousand less. I don't know.
The traffic was bad.
Tampa traffic is never good. Ever. Thank you for saying that about the model runs. It shows tons of rain, but when we get none in Winter Park. Yeah, it's true. Catherine, I get it. I get it completely. Who's that in the background? Here, come over here. Say hello to everybody. This is a young man that you may recognize. Comes in every now and then when he's in town to learn the ropes. What today have you been working on in the Weather Center?
Updating some graphics for, humidity, and then
learning links.
Different software, yeah.
Trying to listen. He's young in his college career, but if he's willing to wake up at the you know what of dawn, we're going to put him to work and we're going to teach him. And you did a run with Christina. She tossed to you. So listen, yeah. He's young. You're not even a WESH intern. You're too young for that. Mm-hmm. But you're from Central Florida, and we're going to harbor the spark, one little spark. Yeah. And one day when he's the chief at WESH and I'm sitting here on the weekend morning show, just be nice to me when
He'll be fired. Don't worry.
Maybe we aren't going to be nice too. Anyway, that's who it is. You'll Jeannie says, hey, intern Ryan, Elvis.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the young Elvis. I'll work on that if I ever get hired in Vegas. That'll be my side gig.
No, God. If that's where TV weather goes, I don't even know what to say. So, so doing the graphic guy's work, he's learning. Listen, I think I had you do one graphic today, but there's two main vendors when it comes to computer graphics. You at FSU have WSI.
Yeah, main one used.
The main one used here. When it comes to severe weather, we have Barron, which is our other vendor, and so. You were in some sessions with Barron this past week, and so threw you in front of Barron because you don't have access to it at FSU. And my whole thing is, I'm like, use the system, beat it up, and when you're at FSU, if there are questions, bring it here and let's work the questions. Like, I think the last time you left WESH, I gave you a color table.
Mm-hmm. And we used it.
Did you use it?
Yeah.
How was it?
Shocked everybody.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even ask you, actually. Mm-hmm. What did they say?
They're like, oh, wow, this is actually like a good couplet now. You can see it.
We made that color table at WESH. So if you ever watch FSU weather tracking tornadoes,
they've got it. Yeah.
They've got our color table. Too. Don't say if, say when I'm hired by WESH from Evelyn. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, yeah. Someone asked about the meteorology class.
Yeah. Yes.
If you're on the Eric's Coffee Talkers Facebook group, I posted in there. There's Penn State has an online, I think you have to pay for it. Harvard has a free thing.
Harvard, we're not that smart. Maybe you are.
I'm not.
We are not that smart.
I'm not.
Says the guy going to FSU.
You think I got in easily? It's a hard school. I would never get in.
It's not Harvard either.
It's not Harvard. I wouldn't get in there either. And then what else was there? There was
Dave Cocciarella still does his course.
Yep, Seminole State. And then trying to think, there were a couple other options. So if you're in the Facebook group or Embry Riddle is a meteorology program. Yes, they do. I have a friend over there, so
But what is the course Eric wants us to take? I put that solely on you. Find one for us.
there's options. If you want to pay, if you want a certificate, I think Harvard or one of them offers like you get like a little
A certificate?
certificate. Yeah.
Do you have to pay for that?
Oh yeah.
How much is it?
I don't remember.
You didn't
I
do the
think it was
research?
I think it was like $200.
Oh God, no. Oh God, no. $200? That's
I repost on the Facebook page. I'll do that
Okay.
after coffee talk.
he'll do that. I graphic the old school way. Barbara says Emory Riddle has a meteorology program, and frankly,
At least you went there.
Alisi, I was gonna say, Alisi went there. It's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah. Taylor, the jokes I could make about you getting into the school, but I will use my filter and not.
FSU's like I looked at the statistics for this year. I would not have gotten in this year.
Really?
Yeah, just 1 year difference. They're getting very difficult. We're on par with the UF is how hard it is to get into. So if you if you know anyone that wants to go to FSU, do well on your ACT, SAT, get that GPA, probably above a 4.0.
Above a 4.0.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go to Florida State.
Christina wants everyone to go to UF.
Christina wants everybody to. I'm a UCF guy, so I'm going to be over here sitting. I'm going to be over here saying that.
UF is developing a meteorology program. It's
Are
going to
they
be
really?
very TV based, but
What? I
yeah.
know that they've got their little thing there, but they're actually putting together a program.
It's supposed to be out next year.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I know a couple people at FSU are talking about it.
Are they going to switch because they don't like FSU?
It's gonna be it's gonna be a lot. If you know anything about Mississippi State, they have a very
That's where I went for meteorology.
television-based
Yeah.
meteorology program,
Mhm.
and I think UF is going to kind of follow that similar route.
I like that.
They want to be television based.
I like that. I like that. How much time do we have? 2:40. All right. So we'll find the free one and
Yeah.
post that one in the group.
Mhm.
That's what we need to do. Nobody here needs to be paying for coursework for meteorology.
Nobody
okay?
wants the coursework for meteorology.
Yeah, you don't need to pay for it at least. So, all right. Any questions about our forecast today? Again, the afternoon storms that we developed today could end up getting a little strong. All right. I'll be watching the radar. I'll be tweeting. This is going to be the funny, like, Inception thing. I'm going to be at Alisi's wedding today. Okay. I'm going to be at Alisi's wedding tweeting about the rain that he should be tracking instead of getting married, but he's getting married. That's an important thing. As Manolfi is here running the radar. Like a vault. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything? Citra for today. Showers maybe, but most of the stormier weather will be off to your east. Okay? Oh yeah, to hang a little frame certificate from Harvard after taking their little meteorology class.
That would be worth it, right?
For $200, I'll Photoshop it.
Then you
All
gotta
right.
pay $200 for Photoshop.
I already have Photoshop through work.
I have it too.
But what about the lawsuit when
Is Harvard really gonna care?
something tells me they might? I don't know. I mean, probably not. Will Manolfi pop in? Manolfi's going to be tracking storms. He's not going to the wedding. Yeah, he's going to be tracking storms today. So stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date. All right? All right, listen. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Take care, y'all. See you
guys.
later.